My name is Katie Hofstetter. I'm in the Master's Program of Interior Design.
My name is Cage Sebastian Pierre. I'm originally from Houston, Texas in the United States, and I'm a master's student in the Design for Social Impact program.
So my name is Camila Preciado. I'm 24. I'm from Colombia, and I'm here doing my communication design certificate.
I'm Lula Farkas. I'm from Hungary, but I grew up in Luxembourg, and I came to Paris 4 years ago. I started at PCA 4 years ago in my foundation year, and I'm in this fashion design program.
When I think about the word amalgamation, I think about community, to be honest, because I think about amalgamation is bringing together of different pieces to form something bigger.
A coming together, I guess, of different entities and the combination of those things into one like communal bunch.
So it's more about uniting, and I think this is the perfect space for it in the sense that we're all going to be able to see what everyone did, because I haven't really had the chance of seeing what is happening in other departments. So I think it's going to be a nice way to close and have a look at what everyone else is doing.
So my core values are on basically adaptability. So I like to make things that can shift spaces and shift functions. A lot of my work is in designing space and spatial design. So like I said a little bit about amalgamation, I want to make space for as many different ideas and thoughts to come to the process as possible.
You can not only design for yourself, you have to always think about the context, who you're designing for, what's going to be the environmental impact. I mean, it's something that everyone should have regardless of their job.
So for my project development, usually when I start out with image research. So for me, it's more in the collaging and image research. I'm not like a big sketcher. I really enjoy looking at pictures and kind of like coming up with concepts from like an aesthetic point of view rather than kind of like the storytelling point of view.
I think in the beginning of the design process, I would start with just trying to get out as many ideas as I can in a very short amount of time. So sketching a lot, gathering a lot of information, just going through all of the things that I think are maybe not the final project, but that are trying to get me there. And then after processing through all of those different types of ideas, trying to like give them a reason and a rhyme, a reason for being, I suppose.
The parts of the design process that I enjoy the most are the brainstorming creative phase. I mean, it's the place where I feel like I thrive. I'm a very generative person, so as soon as you give me a question or problem or a problematic, I'm like 7 different ideas in every different direction.
The part of design that I like the most would be this process of going through the ideas, and the part of the process that I like the least is trying to decide which of those ideas I actually want to run with.
So I think my favorite part of the design process is actually very much the research at the beginning. I really love that part, and especially when it comes to fashion, I really like patterning and just trying out different toiles and different variations, and also draping on the form.
The part that I enjoy the least in the design process is the design block. It's like I've thought of a million different solutions, and now they each have to be hyper tailored to the scenario. And there's a moment where my brain is sort of trying to like smash everything together, and it's frustrating to like have to go into this process of like smash doesn't work, smash doesn't work, smash doesn't work.
I think the process is really just as important as the end result, because the process is what determines like within yourself if the end result is worth it. Like if you rush through the process or you're not super invested in it, by the time you get to the end, it doesn't necessarily feel like your own work.
I think the process is always pretty important, especially the people that you have to meet and interact with.
I much prefer the process, and I think whenever I show an end result, I feel weird showing it without the process. So like for my final collection, I have my end photos, but I'm also showing a sketchbook that shows the entire development.
What I cherish most about my journey at PCA are the friends I've made, to be honest. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about design. I've learned a lot about Paris. I've learned a lot about what it takes to run a school, because I've been on student council, but I've realized that none of those things work without people.
I think the people I met, like, it's definitely the connections. I feel like that's like a very cliche thing to say about PCA, because when I came here, that's what people told me. They're like, you can only love the people you meet, but like, it's very true. I think especially in my program too, like the industry connections that I made are very much gonna help me in life, and then just also the amount of people I met with different backgrounds. It's just super interesting to be around it, and very inspiring to be also around other artists and other art forms.
All of the different people that I've met along the way, I think the students here are so superb and come from all different backgrounds, and it's been really, really nice to be involved in that very dispersed sort of interests and talents and things like that.
I thought I knew what being a designer was before coming here. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a graphic designer. I don't even know what that entitled. And now I think I've learned so much, especially I've had some great professors here, and I've really appreciated that.
To incoming students, to our program, I would say stick to your guns, remain true to yourself. Don't be afraid to argue what you think is right. You're here for a reason, and yeah, don't be afraid to speak your mind and stand up for yourself.
The advice that I have for incoming students next year is don't do anything if you don't know why you're doing it, period. If someone's asking you to do a school assignment or anything, ask why. Why is this important? Why do I need to know this now? And if that person can't give you an answer, ask it of yourself.
I mean, appreciate everything. There's gonna be times when it's gonna get hectic, and especially for me it was like with deadlines and things like that, so just take the time to complete every single project. Here you're gonna have the freedom to do whatever you want basically with your ideas, so I think actually executing those ideas and following through with them is my advice.
The last message I have to the PCA community is, one, thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for every time spent, every person who sat there and listened to me talk about my thesis. I'm really grateful to have spent time with the people that have helped me, and that I hope that I've helped along this path.
Thank you. I mean, just thank you for an amazing experience. Like I said, 1 year feels like it wasn't enough, and that it flew by. Like today I wore like this summer clothing, and I was like, how did 1 year already go by? But it does feel like so many things happen, and I learned so much.
Just thank you. As much as I started out rough, I'm gonna be very sad when I leave here. I'm gonna be bawling my eyes out at graduation, so I think thank you.
I mean, of course, thank you PCA for giving me and my cohort this creative space and environment to work together and to go through these like rather difficult last few months, and to be now at the end, and I feel like that much closer with everybody. Yeah, and I'm really grateful for this experience, so thanks.